So for muscles to get stronger, they need to do work against resistance. And we now know from my previous videos in this series that having stronger muscles is critical to joint support and joint stability. So these movements that we're going to talk about today are designed to build that strength without the risk of injury. And the best part is that these strength enhancing exercises can be done by anyone, no matter how advanced or severe your joint pain might be. So there are 14 resistance techniques in this step 3 of my SURF method that are going to help you strengthen those muscles and increase the stability and decrease the pain in your joints. So today we are going to focus on the R, the resistance portion. If you missed part 1 or 2, I highly recommend you go back and start there so you can start this whole method from the beginning. And here is the link to go see those other videos. All right, and once again, I am going to work through the entire body, starting at the top, and we're going to work our way all the way down, strengthening muscles in each section and decreasing that arthritic pain that you have in any joint where you may have it. And please stick around because this is only video 3 of a 4-part series. So you're going to want to keep going. You're going to want to hit all the other movements in my SURF method to continue to progress to a pain-free body. So let's start at the neck. For these movements, all you need is the weight of your own head. The first one is called the prone neck raise. To do the prone neck raise, you're going to lay face down on any flat surface with your head off of the edge. This can be a couch, a bench, or even a bed. Now the edge of that surface should be in contact with your upper chest. Now at this point, raise your head as high as you comfortably can and hold it at the top of that range of motion for 2 to 3 seconds. Now lower your head and repeat for 10 to 12 repetitions. And now we are going to flip over and we're going to do the supine neck raise. To do the supine neck raise, you're going to roll over onto your back, again on a flat surface like a couch, a bench, or even a bed, with your head hanging off the end of that surface. Then raise your head towards the ceiling, tucking your chin, and raise your head as high as you comfortably can. Hold it at the top of that range of motion for 2 to 3 seconds, and then release and repeat for 10 to 12 repetitions using the weight of your head for the resistance. Now moving down into the shoulders, these are going to target the most important muscles in this region, starting with the open the door movement to work on the external rotators. To do the open the door exercise for the external rotators of the shoulder, you're going to start by wrapping a resistance band around a fixed object about waist height. A doorknob works great for this. Now stand with the attachment point at your side so that the involved arm is opposite from the attachment point. Your uninvolved arm should be right next to the band. Now grasp the band with the involved arm and keep your elbow bent at about 90 degrees and tight to the side of your body. Now rotate your forearm and your hand outward, increasing the angle between the arm and the body like you're opening a swinging door. And repeat that process for 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. And now you're going to learn the close the door movement to work on the internal rotators. To do the close the door exercise for the internal rotators of the shoulder, you're going to start by wrapping a resistance band around a fixed object at about waist height. Again, a doorknob works perfect for this. Now you're going to stand with the attachment point at your side so that the involved arm is right next to that attachment point. Now grasp the band with the involved arm, keeping the elbow bent at 90 degrees and tight to your side. Now rotate the forearm and the hand inward toward your body, narrowing the angle between the arm and the body like a door that is swinging closed, and repeat 3 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions each. And now moving into the upper back. When your upper back muscles are weak, they are much more likely to become tense and stiff and even go into spasm. So this movement is going to help strengthen those large muscles in the upper back. Let's do the body weight row. The body weight row is essential for building strength in the musculature of the upper back. There are many different variations of this movement and levels of difficulty that can be performed using just your body weight. Start by wrapping a strap or a belt or a towel around a post or any fixed object and hold one end with each hand. Now touch your toes to the base of that post and lean back until your arms are completely straight. That'll be their starting position. Now keeping your body flat and straight from your head all the way to your heels, pull yourself forward with your arms. At the end of the motion, squeeze your shoulder blades together and contract. Now slowly lower yourself back down and repeat that for a set of 10 to 12 repetitions. And now the body weight reverse fly. The body weight reverse fly is a great exercise to build strength in the rhomboids and the muscles that stabilize your shoulder blades. You're going to start standing with your back right into a corner between two walls. Now raise your arms parallel to the floor and push your upper arms into the walls. Now move your feet away from the corner as you lean your upper back into the corner, and make sure that your footing is non-skid and non-slip. As you press your arms into the wall, move your torso forward and squeeze your shoulder blades together at the end. Then release, allowing your back to drop back down into the corner, and repeat for 8 to 10 repetitions. Moving into the lower back or the lumbar spine, which can really give you a challenge if you spend a lot of time sitting for long periods during every day. So let's start with an exercise called the superhero extension. This is going to build strength in those deep muscles of the lower back. The superhero extension is a great exercise to build strength in the deep muscles of the lumbar spine. Start on the ground, lying on your stomach. Now squeeze your legs together, keeping just a slight bend in the knees. Press your hips into the floor as you lift your upper body up off of the floor. Keep your shoulders down and your neck lengthened as you hold that position for 5 to 10 seconds. Relax and then repeat 12 to 15 times. As you get stronger, you can also lift the legs up off the ground as well. Now let's learn suspension bridges. This one is super important for your lumbar spine. It develops strength in the lower back muscles, the hamstrings, and the core abdominals. To do the suspension bridge, you're going to start by lying flat on your back with your knees bent and your arms to your sides. Now exhale and press your feet and your hands into the floor as you raise your bottom, your rear end, up off of the floor. And then bring your hands together beneath you. Raise up as high as you comfortably can with the goal of getting the upper thighs parallel to the floor. Hold that pose for just 2 to 3 seconds, then lower back down and repeat 10 to 12 times. Hey, now while you're waiting for part 4 to be posted, do not lose any of the progress you've made. You can revisit last week's video right here. All right, moving down into the hips, we are going to start with a body weight squat. The basic body weight squat is a fundamental human movement. Too many of us have difficulty doing a squat anytime after childhood. It's simple and it's critical to building healthy, strong muscles in the region. To do it, stand up tall with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Turn your feet outward slightly, no more than 15 degrees, and lower yourself while maintaining a strong, flat lower back. Make sure your knees are above your toes and your toes are on the ground. Keep your chest proud, upper back tight, and your head in a neutral position. Drop down to parallel or as low as you comfortably can while keeping your heels firmly planted on the ground. Now come back up, pushing through the heel. Repeat sets of 15 to 20 repetitions. And the next movement we're going to do for the hips is called a horse kick. The horse kick is a hip extension exercise that will build strength in the gluteal muscles, which are really important for hip stabilization. To do it, start in a tabletop position on all fours. Now inhale deeply as you tighten your core muscles. Lift and push one leg backward as if you are kicking behind you, just like a horse, but in slow motion. Repeat 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions on each side. There's a variation to this exercise. You can bend the knee of the kicking leg and kick the foot all the way up towards the ceiling as well. And now down to the knees. Weakened knees are often associated with arthritis or chronic inflammation. In this case, your body is constantly looking for other stronger muscles to provide stability and support to hold your body weight up and allow you to move. So these next exercises will work the muscles in and around your knee to help strengthen that entire leg and give your knees the support that they need. Now, if you missed part 1, stretching, I highly recommend that you click here to watch that before you start doing these exercises so that you don't pull a muscle. All right, this one is called the wall sit. Wall sits are a great isometric exercise for people with knee pain because it involves minimal motion, allowing you to build strength without irritating the knee. To do a wall sit, stand straight with your back about 1 foot away from a wall. Now lean back toward the wall until your back is flat against it, and slowly slide your back down the wall until your knees are slightly bent, pressing your lower back into the wall the whole time. Don't let your knees bend beyond about 90 degrees. To start, hold that position for a count of about 10 seconds and then slide back up the wall. Repeat the process 8 to 12 times, gradually increasing your wall sit time to 1 full minute. You might try squeezing a medium-sized ball between your knees as an additional inner thigh isometric exercise while you do your wall sit. Next, let's strengthen the muscles in the calf. Calf raises can add some much-needed strength and stability to both the knee and the ankle. To do it, start in a standing position with your feet hip-width apart and your toes pointed straight ahead. Lift up to your tiptoes and hold for 2 to 3 seconds at the top, and then slowly lower and repeat for 10 to 12 repetitions. This exercise can be varied in a number of different ways. You can start with your heel hanging off of a step or a curb to increase the stretch at the bottom of the movement. You can do the exercise standing on one foot, or you can point your toes inward or outward during your calf raise to change the forces on the different parts of the calf muscle. Now let's work with the elbow, the wrist, and the hand with the hammer time exercise. This one builds strength in the pronator and the supinator muscles of the forearm. This next one is an easy one. It's called grip strength. Grip strength is frequently weak in people with painful conditions of the elbow, wrist, or hand. And resistance training these muscles is really important for maintaining or improving the power in those muscles that control the wrist and hand. These exercises can be performed with all sorts of objects you have around the house, like a soft ball, a rolled up sock, or just about anything that fits in the palm of your hand. Simply grab the ball and squeeze tightly, then release and repeat for 12 to 15 repetitions. You can vary the position of your fingers after every few grips. Moving down into the ankle and the foot, we are going to do a movement called the flexor digitorum training. The flexor digitorum muscles at the bottom of the foot can be resistance trained using a stretchy band. Place the band underneath the toes and then using your hands gently pull up on the band, elevating the toes. Now press down using the toes against the resistance of the band and do 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions each day. Now a modification of this exercise can be done using a towel on the floor. Lay a bath towel out on a smooth floor, position the foot at the base of the towel, and then using the toes, grasp the towel and bunch it up, drawing it toward you. Continue that process until you've pulled in the entire towel. And as you get stronger, you can add some weight to the far end of the towel for additional resistance training. And next, we are going to work on functional movements, the final letter, the F in the SURF method. Functional movements are the medical term for real-world biomechanics, like twisting a lid off a pickle jar or getting in and out of a car, the sort of activities that joint pain often makes impossible. So stay tuned for that.